So according to Ogogo, gbogbo wa la máa jẹ breakfast. Gbogbo wa la máa jẹ breakfast. Just that the time where we go chop am na different. Especially for men, breakfast is a necessity because it is a wake-up call for most men. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Attribution TV. I remain your favorite host, Chukwuedo. If you're watching me for the very first time, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for considering to watch the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, returning viewer, you already know you are the MVP. Okay, so today's episode is actually, a little bit more chill, a little bit more fun. As I said earlier, everybody is going to eat breakfast. So breakfast, just to explain to those who are not Nigerians, in the Nigerian context, breakfast is heartbreak. It's breakfast, because breakfast, is like the first meal you eat. And sometimes heartbreak is not something that we see coming. So you wake up, then serve you the food. What the worst? Now the one that they call breakfast in bed. So, breakfast in bed is the kind of heartbreak they give you when you least expect. You understand? It's bad that they give you breakfast. Okay, the one you go to, eat in the kitchen. At least that one you see it coming. Say, honey, breakfast is ready. You leave your bed. But the one they serve you in bed is that you just wake up, you just stretch for the content. You just say, I don't think we can continue this relationship. Okay, so jokes apart, basically the message today, or the essence of this episode today, is to emphasize the place of like an awakening, especially for us guys. I'm sorry to say, most times I can only speak for men, because I'm a man. So it's something that comes naturally to me. It's like the experience that I've had. Am I going to say I've been served breakfast? Wait, give me a second. Let me think. Yes, so they don't serve me breakfast once, so but I know good. They almost serve me. Yes, I think so. Frankly speaking, I think so. In all honesty, for those who know me, who are close to me, they can attest to this anyway. They never serve me breakfast like that one for on top bed. But I don't see signs say this relationship don't they shake. You understand? Say you don't they shake. The new way they take nakam. Hold again. Especially for if you're Nigerian, you understand. The new way they take knack the relationship, you don't they shake. So as I perceive and myself, I thought say lie you, myself I not do again. But jokes apart, I personally think that growing up as a young boy, even back then in primary school, some things they tell you, the older ones they tell you, but it takes a while for you to actually understand. It takes a while for you to understand, just like the way that men can never understand this particular statement when women say it. When a woman says, especially when a girl you're dating, or somebody that you guys are having something together, it's very hard for men to understand. As a matter of fact, you can never tell a man once and he would understand. If you tell a man, I'm sorry, I cannot make it today, there is no man in this world that I've seen who understands it just once. You have to repeat it, because our brain know the process. So once a girl tells you have been waiting, you everywhere is nice, you've cleaned the house and all that, then guess, I'm sorry, I cannot make it today. Let's make it another day. Man, no, they understand. But to get where men they understand, I don't care your culture, your nationality. Once a lady whispers, go and lock the door, that one, you don't need to repeat that. So it's so it's so it's actually crazy that men are the same everywhere, frankly speaking. So what was I saying? I was saying that even as a young boy, when they used to tell us this, our older ones, they tell you, look, focus on getting value as a man. Don't worry so much about women, because you actually cannot marry your classmates. We didn't understand, the same way a man does not understand. I can't make it today. It was like that for us as young boys. Well, waiting day. These are our classmates, fine girls like this. We'll go marry them. Nothing day, because some people spoil quick. In the sense that they were more or less, asking classmates out, oh, will you be my girlfriend, and stuff like that. So that illusion made us think that we could actually marry our classmates. And the older you grow, the clearer it becomes, And it's not so much about that, this our classmate, the girls, then they were wicked or not, but it's just that the dynamics are different, the biology is different, you know. You think about it, you are in class with your female classmates who are basically the same age or the same age bracket with you. 8 years old, she's 7 or thereabouts. You are 9, she's 8. Stuff like that. Yeah, you guys might be having fun. You buy her popcorn, ice cream today, and stuff like she buys you something tomorrow. But that's about it. In terms of like having like any serious relationship that could, grow into marriage, it's only a very, 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 very few percentage of people who eventually do that. I've seen examples, obviously, but most of the times it's not the case. And frankly speaking, from what I've learned over time, maybe not from 100% personal experience, but I'm saying like on a general scale, most times every man needs an awakening. Every man needs an awakening. And sometimes it comes, most times it comes from loss. Most times it comes from loss. So, for example, it could be the loss of, maybe your dad, your mom or something, or loss of, somebody you're actually dating. Most of the times, it's always like that. Most of the times. So when they tell you, hey, you cannot marry your classmates, this girl, she's like your age, she's way mature than you, she's likely to get married before you, but you guys are dating. You're like, oh no, I'm doing everything right. Come on, we're gonna get married. She's gonna settle for me, and we are going to live happily ever after. Sometimes that breakup needs to happen in order for you to begin to dig deeper, like look inwards and begin to chase value. And over time I've seen that this is actually true. Of course there are no absolute truths. Maybe this is like, I don't know, 5%. You have like that 5%, what do you call it, exception, but for the 95% is always true. So if you ask many guys, they'll tell you, when did you start going to the gym? When did you decide to transition into a higher paying job? They will tell you, oh, I lost my dad at this, I lost my mom, or, my girlfriend broke up with me and stuff like that, So I've just come to that conclusion that breakfast is necessary. And breakfast is not only limited to like, what do you call it, like a breakup with your girlfriend or your loved one. It could be the loss of of a loved one. Most times the manly figure in your life. It could be your stepdad or whatever, somebody that you look up to. Once you lose that person, there is that switch up in your head that, okay, now I'm all alone in this world. I have to push for myself. You begin to chase something that is bigger than you. So most of the times I feel like we shouldn't always see loss in a 100% negative light. This is basically what I'm trying to say, because sometimes some guys, their girlfriends break up with them and they go deep into depression. Maybe they start using drugs, they become alcoholics and stuff like. So I'm telling you today that rather than channel that to that negative energy, why don't you channel it into something positive? Because once you understand that, look, by default, you cannot marry your classmates, whether it's in primary school or secondary school, maybe university, a little bit much. It's like a 50-50 thing. Some people get the big break while they're in university, but not everybody, So the point here is that if you are somebody who, up until this time, the breakfast never come, well, I mean, I wish you well, but, it's always nicer when the breakfast comes earlier, when you still have a lot of time on your side. Because when it comes, yes, you can pick yourselves, you can pick your pieces, put it back and then begin to, you can begin to push further. But when it comes late, it's much more devastating, This is a fact. If you are younger, as a 20-year-old guy, 21, 22, well, it usually happens around that age, You don't date the girl, and your flower and your egg, so so you can imagine a girl that basically you have been pampering, you understand, and then somebody just comes, and harvests all the efforts that you've actually been making. So you can imagine a plant that is there, every day you go to water it and all that, you want to play with this, or you're like, no, this is very fragile, You know, I can't play with you. I don't want the plant to die. You're nurturing basically, and then you know some big bros from nowhere comes with his car. You know, they don't chance us. So you know they don't chance us. You know, and frankly speaking, man, it was the big eye opener for a lot of us. You hear some guys tell you that I was dating this girl. I had to skip 1 year in school because I had to pay her school fee so that she can graduate. Or her mom was sick. I used my school fee, had an extra year. Like sincerely, man, sincerely, like you know, men go through a lot as well. It's unfortunate that we don't have a lot of people who speak for us. You know, because me from childhood, I've always heard about women that look, you know, you cannot beat a woman, you shouldn't raise your voice on her and stuff like that, which I totally understand. You know, I'm not pro that. However, what was missing is that I did not hear a lot of advocacy for men, because men, we go through abuse, we go through disrespect, you know, we go through betrayal, we go through you know belittling. You know, some men are depressed. You know, there is a stage we get to. We are trying to find ourselves. It's hard. It's lonely. You know, but I didn't get a lot of male advocacy. You know, as a young boy. Maybe now, yes, with the explosion of the internet, you have YouTube, Facebook. You can always go there and get this information. But you know, it's a very very tough world out there. You know, if you are lucky to be in the 5% or the you know that few percentage of people who were able to marry their high school sweetheart, bro, you don't know what you know your maker did for you. Like you don't know what God did for you, because many people are currently in that relationship like right now, and they don't know that it's a couple of in a couple of months or years the girl is going to break up with them, because perhaps they are still trying to find their big break, and she's there. She's like, how long is it going to take for this guy to make it? And then there is this other person who's ready, who's got you know he's got a car, he's got a nice house, maybe he's got even like his own house. Like I'm not talking about rental, and you are there, you're still trying to you know basically get by. You know, so I'm saying that hey, channel your energy to something positive. You know, chase value, upskill, you know, learn something that you know that hey, this is something that can you know basically put like a lot of bread in my pocket, because whether you like it or not, men are judged by the value that they bring. This is sad, according to what's his name, Chris Rock, yeah, in his Netflix special. He said, hey, um, that it's a very very cold world for men. You know, if you put like the hierarchy, men are like you know they are like at the bottom of the spectrum. You understand that many men are not loved unconditionally. Of course, again, I don't like to generalize, but this is a hard reality. It's a hard reality. Imagine the lives of men who are not able to provide, not because they don't want to, but they are not able in the sense that whatever they bring is not enough. You know, a lot of these men suffer in silence. They suffer humiliation. You know, oh man, you know, now you begin to understand why sometimes your father comes back from work and then he sits outside, you know, hand on his chin. He's looking, you know, somehow dejected for like 30 minutes before he comes inside the house, you know. Too much is going on up in his head, you know. He wants to provide for his family. He wants to, you know, make more money. But he's at that phase like he doesn't know how to. And sometimes it's because maybe he doesn't have the necessary education, educational qualification, or he doesn't have the right skill set, you know. So we as men in this era of you know this technological boom, we should do better. And well, I'm hoping that your breakfast has come and gone, and now you have found yourself, you're chasing value. Because again, look, if you spend your whole life chasing after a girl, if she eventually you know, goes with somebody who's ready, who has everything that she wants. Because again, remember, women have the biological clock. You know, they don't have the luxury of having to wait for 10 years, with the guy, because we can start our lives at any point in time. Frankly speaking, if you have enough money, you can decide to go for a way younger girl, maybe 10 years difference. Some men do it, So if that's your cup of tea, I know that a lot of men do it. But women don't have that luxury. So sometimes they might stay with you. They give you like a timeline in their heads, frankly speaking, maybe 2 years or 3 years. If they like you enough, they are going to say, hey, bro, I'm not sure I can do this after 2 years. So you need to figure your shit out after 2 years. If you cannot, I'm sorry, I have to leave. Some of them don't tell you. They are just there and then they are looking for the alternative. So after a while, you will start dating yourself basically. While although you will think you're dating her, but she has left you, and you'll be there alone in the relationship. So it's a hard one, and I'm hoping that for those who have been served breakfast, I hope that you were able to come out from it, and I hope that you were able to channel it into a positive direction. I hope you're living your best life today. For those who were lucky to be in the 5% of people who got married to their high school sweetheart, congratulations to you. For those where their breakfast never come, take it, take it, take it. Okay, guys, that's me done. As I mentioned, more or less, just a very, very short session today. If you like what we're about, you can like and subscribe. Drop your comments. Have you been served breakfast? How were you able to come out from it? I'm sure people would like to learn from your experiences as well. Hey, guys, that's me done. I'll catch you on the very next one. Peace out.